if you have the right politics, you can get away with almost anything.
And Republicans are just so weak.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm sorry, dude. Like, this is why they say far right and extremist, because Republicans are basically like the Democrats' gimps.
Yeah.
And the Democrats are dragging them by the collar. I'll give you an example. Simple question. And I know Phil knows the answer to this. Phil, does the Second Amendment protect the right of children to keep and bear arms? He is nodding yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought you were asking for other
No.
Yes, of course it does.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Yes.
Children have always had guns, and the issue now is not whether or not they keep and bear arms, but parental supervision. This is what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse. The law said that as a minor, he was allowed to keep and bear certain guns. Certain other guns are regulated. The issue of regulation that's been found in the Supreme Court is that regulating which weapons you can carry is not an infringement on your constitutional rights, meaning children do have the right to keep and bear arms. However, the Supreme Court recognizes restrictions on how and when they can keep and bear arms. The next question, do private individuals, or I should say this, does the Second Amendment guarantee the right of the private individual in the United States to keep and bear nuclear weapons? The answer is yes, because who do you think makes them? It is large private corporations that manufacture all of these missiles and warships and drones. The drones carrying the Hellfire missiles, they're not made by the government. They're made by private corporations who own them and sell them to the government. The Second Amendment protects all of that. So when people are like, the Second Amendment never protected your right to hold cannons, what are you talking about? Boeing's got Hellfire missiles. Is it Boeing that makes the Reaper drone? Who makes the Reaper drone? Lockheed?
Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, me.
Is it Lockheed?
I think
all,
so.
all I know, it's like, dude, it's the military-industrial complex producing all these weapons. And under corporate law, they are private citizens. They are private persons for the purpose of ownership.
Yeah, like they
General
build.
Atomics that builds the
General Atomics.
MQ-9 Reaper.
There's
The
a lot of
Reaper.
times where the military will go to a company and be like, look, this is a goal that we have or a machine that we want you to build. But also there's a lot of times where like the private sector will build something and present it to the DOD and be like, check out this gadget that we came up with. And the DOD is like, check out these dollars we just printed here. Take them.
The point here is that I can talk to even the most ardent of Republican congresspeople, and they will say, no, I don't think people should have the right to keep and bear nuclear weapons. And I'm like, okay, so we can start by shutting down the capability of any private corporation for building a nuke. Only under strict government control can weapons be manufactured. Like, let's look, because look, obviously nuke is extreme. And, you know, the way you go about it, anyone who whenever we have someone who's like a gun manufacturer, a gun shop owner, FFL, they're like, yeah, there's a form you can fill out for when you're making a weapon if it's a nuclear weapon or not, because corporations do this. So, okay, the idea there would be if the Second Amendment only protects the keeping and bearing of arms, like small guns and stuff, we got to shut down Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, et cetera. All of them just shut down overnight or nationalize them. That means all your precious stock is gone and worthless. Should we nationalize? Well, I guess they'll buy you out. But do we want to nationalize these military-industrial complex companies?
No, we don't.
Yeah. So unless any of these individuals in Congress think we should, then they absolutely agree the Second Amendment protects those rights. My point is this. Republicans are Democrats' gimps. They're on leashes being dragged around. And it's fascinating when we have even Freedom Caucus individuals come in on this show and they don't know these things. And I'm like, if you're taking the approach that the Second Amendment doesn't protect nuclear weapons, you are basically in the middle. You are a moderate leftist in terms of constitutionalism. And there are a lot of people who are like, I'm right wing on the Second Amendment. And I'm like, no, you're not.